What is going on YouTube? This is Eminem Gaming. Very excited to show you guys another Toxic Tuesday. This is going to be number 5. And to give you guys a little bit of a heads up, this is the third Dead by Daylight compilation for you guys. I've done a GTA, I've done a Friday one. This is going to be the next Dead by Daylight one on the list because I did do a couple in the past, but we have some messages from people on this game. So we're going to go ahead and start from the beginning. We left off on Wild Tiger Soul, and we're going to go ahead and move on to the following person, which is Kahizi Adult. With adult, instead of a U, he put an O, so A-D-O-L-T instead of A-D-U-L-T. Doesn't make much sense to me. Okay. Anyway, so moving on to this person, just to give you guys a little bit of a disclaimer, I pretty much was playing in a match, and I'm not even sure what killer I was playing as, but I'm pretty sure I was playing as Legion because I've been playing as Legion a lot now, like these last couple of days. So I'm pretty sure this might have been Legion, but possibly Spirit. So basically, he just got mad that I was camping, which I wasn't, because what happened was, a little bit of a tongue twister there, I hooked him, and I found another person near him. I used my Feral Frenzy, I injured him. I found another person, 3 people at this point, 1 person on the hook. I injured someone with Feral Frenzy, found another person, injured them. I came back to the first person because they were going back to get the guy off the hook, and I waited for him to get off the hook, and I injured the guy on the hook with the Feral Frenzy as well. So I got 3 people with Feral Frenzy at this point. I continued chasing the person on the hook, and I tunneled him, and I knocked him down, put him back on the hook again. And then when I left him, I pretty much just left him. I didn't camp at that point. I came, he got off the hook, and I started going back towards that area. I found him, and he kind of just stood there. I was coming up to him, and he was just standing there teabagging, whatever, and then he just kind of nodded, whatever. So I go up to him, I knock him down, I throw him back on the hook, and then he leaves me this message. So pretty much just gave up. And I said, and then he basically just messaged me, he said, man, he basically just mocking me. He says, man, I'm so good at DBD, I face camp because I have to play dirty to win. Okay, well, too bad you feel that way. I said 2 E's, hop out my DM. He's like, find a new game. And then I basically just said, to explain to him, because that's a strategy you can use. I said the devs not only allow camping, but suggest / recommend it as a strategy. Go educate yourself. And then he says, sounds like something a rank 10 would say. Okay, bud. So when you say something that a rank 10 would say, do you mean that I'm a good player, or because I'm not really sure. That's in the middle. Like, rank 19 is the worst rank, and rank 1's the best rank. So a rank 10 is in the middle. So something a rank 10 would say. So something that a basic player would say. Is that what you're trying to say? I don't really understand, because that doesn't mean that I'm a bad player. Rank 10 is basically, a pretty high rank. I mean, I would consider rank 12 or lower, rank 12, 11, 10, and, like going from there, that's probably one of the, getting into the good ranks. I mean, that's green. Once you get into rank 12 and like 11, that's green. So green is pretty good. I mean, yellow and brown are the bad ones, but green, purple, and red are pretty good ranks. I would definitely say purple is probably one of the very advanced players. Red is obviously the best players, but green is still pretty moderately good players. So I'm not really sure what he's trying to say there. But anyway, moving on to the next person. This person said, I was playing as the killer, playing the spirit. I had a Mori in Ebony. This was the first person I found, knocked him down, and I hooked him. As soon as somebody got him off the hook, I knocked him down again. I wasn't really camping, but I kind of did my spirit shift from across the map, somewhere like about 30, 40 meters away. I spirit shifted back over. I found him, knocked him down. Just as I was doing my Mori, he DC'd. And pretty much at that point, that was this person that messaged me. That was the first person. The second person, I was able to, Mori him. He got on and off the hook. I Mori'd him. Third and fourth person, this is where it gets a little bit tricky. So neither one of them were hooked. So I had to hook the Dwight. And then pretty much I was able to get the Fang Min, and I found her. And right before I could get her down, she actually got the Dwight off the hook. So I kind of chased her, well, basically, so she got him off the hook, and then I knocked her down at that point, put her on the hook. I tried to find Dwight, couldn't find him. He actually got her off the hook again, and then I was able to knock him down, put him back on the hook. He was in the struggle state at this point. And then she basically was just being stupid, and she was near the hook, injured, trying to heal herself, and I just basically went up to her and just knocked her down. And at that point, I went ahead and did my Mori. He was still struggling on the hook. She died from a Mori. 3 people ended up dying with a Mori. 4th person was on the hook and died on the hook because nobody saved him. And the first person, like I said, pretty much DC'd in the middle of the Mori. He basically just, as soon as I started doing the Mori, he just left. But I was able to actually activate the Mori, and it showed the part where, like, with the spirit, like, coming up behind them, and it kind of shows that third-person view where they come up, she comes up behind him with the weapon starting to come out. And then just as she was doing, like, slashing and hitting him, he basically just left. So I messaged him. I said, two E's, nice DC, hashtag Quitter bonus rules, hashtag I'm a pro, deal with it. Getting back into those hashtags just to see if I can trigger him. He puts a bunch of laughing faces. And so at this point I asked him, I said, so I have to ask you, was it Hex ruling? Was it the Mori? Was it Franklin's demise? Or was it just because I'm too hot? You know, because like I'm playing as a spirit, so it's like, you know, kind of a hot, ancient looking woman or whatever. I don't know, maybe not. Maybe I'm just being stupid. Like that's maybe, I don't even know. But so I'm pretty much just, trying to trigger him again there. And so he says, boy, a DC sure boosts your ego, huh? And so at that point, I didn't respond back to him because that was good enough for me. I mean, he obviously doesn't even know how to respond back to that. And I was asking him a question. I mean, I was trying to see what it was. I didn't know if it was, I was assuming it was the Mori, but it could have been Franklin's demise, possibly even the Hex rune. I don't know, whichever one. And so I was just asking him. And I think I even had a Rancor, so I don't even know. Maybe he was Obsession or whatever, and maybe that's why he thought I had Rancor. And so I don't even know. Maybe that's what it was. I don't even know what it was, honestly. But anyway, so moving on. That was Fatal Phenom. So he basically has the word Phenom. And so it's X Fatal Phenom. Venom, X, so I'm not really sure. So anyway, moving on to the next person, we have Sage HD. Now these two people both messaged me in the same, they were both in the same game, they both messaged me. Now I was camping in this game, I'm not gonna lie. I was kind of just distracted, playing on my phone a little bit, trying to finish something on my game, and I was playing in that match, and they all had Dead Hard. I mean, literally they all had Dead Hard. I think 3 of them had DS, because I got DS at least 2 or 3 times. And pretty much, this person, I killed them first. I was just trying to do my thing on my phone, and I basically just camped them. And nobody even tried to help them. Literally, nobody even came to try to attempt the slightest bit to try to get her. So she ended up dying. I found another person. And so this person messaged me. They said, rank 10 and you camp, why? Like, oh, okay, you want me to answer that? Like, who says that? Do you actually go and message someone and say, hey, why'd you camp, bro? Like, do you actually think you're going to get a logical explanation? Like, oh, I camped because it was strategical for me to come around this way and do this and turn that way. And so that if someone came over here, I could see them, but over there, they wouldn't come in. I mean, what are you even trying to ask me? So I just said, hop out my DM. I already knew she was trying to trigger me. She's like, hope out of life. Hope out of life. Instead of saying hop out of life, she wrote hope out of life. I messaged her back. I said, hope, ? No response. That was that conversation. Now, this was another person in that match. And this is going to be a little bit of a long conversation, but I just kind of want to, get the details here going. So this is the second person I found in the match. I knocked him down. I hooked him. And pretty much nobody saved him. He basically stayed on the hook from beginning to end. Didn't get off the hook. He basically died on the hook. And in that match, I got 3 out of 4 people. And pretty much, I almost got the 4th person. They finished the last gen. And it was the last person alive because I was camping the hatch. And somehow I missed him when I went straight to the gen. He must have went past me somehow. And I was trying to look around. I didn't see him. And he ended up at the hatch again because he obviously escaped right away. And so he ended up getting away. Not this guy. This guy died on the hook. Second person that died. So one person escaped and all 3 of them died. But this person, they kept inviting me to a party after the match. Straight up. As soon as he died, he started inviting me. I finished the match. He kept inviting me. And then I messaged him. I said, reported for harassment and spam. He responds back by saying, reported for griefing. So I'm griefing that match. Okay, cool. That's a new one. He basically messages me as well and says 0 friends. That's what he says to me. He says 0 friends. I'm like, okay. Like, I just write okay, okay. He puts 0 friends again right there. And then he responds by saying 6 years on this account and no friends. So obviously for one thing, he's dumb. I don't know where he's coming up with 0 friends. He must just not understand the concept of me having my account on private or whatever it is, that it only shows information about my profile, my game clips, any of my information. Nothing is going to show up to any random players, only friends on my friend list that I follow. So I didn't even realize it doesn't actually show him how many friends I have, which that's actually pretty good. I didn't even realize that. So that's nice because I like to be private. I don't want people to see me, see any of my information or anything, unless they're on my friend list and I chose to add them so I have the trust with them. But this guy's obviously that dumb, and he's like, yikes. And then he basically says, just join and explain tactics. Continues spamming me with messages and invites at this point. And so I basically messaged him back, and I said, I'm the one with no friends. When you continue to spam and message me, And then I said, Dev, and then I explained to him again, because I'm assuming that's why he's mad. So I said, devs not only support, but suggest/recommend camping as a strategy. Go educate yourself. He says, again with the friend thing, he's like, your account literally shows 0 friends. Okay. Is that literally like the only thing you know how to say? Like, why do you even care? I messaged him, I said, why do you care? I mean, literally, you guys can already tell what I'm going to say next, because like, why would you care? Like, what is the, like, what are you even trying to, like, what is that? I just don't understand where he's coming up with that. Again, he messages me, he says, join please, I want to learn how to play Legion. Like, oh, now you want to learn how to play Legion. So you're literally trying to ask me to join your party so I can explain to you strategies to play as Legion and explain to you how he works. Like, are you that, like, you think I'm that dumb? So I messaged him, I said, I want to learn why you won't stop harassing and spamming me. You lost, move on and get good. That's what I said to him. And then he says, I'll tell if you join. I basically said, I want to learn why you won't stop harassing and spamming me. And he said, I'll tell you if you join. So you literally don't understand that, like, I'm just mocking you. You said, I want to learn how to play Legion. I said, I want to learn why you won't stop harassing and spamming me. He takes it seriously. That's how stupid people are. I don't understand that. Like, he won't stop. So then I messaged him, because the first person that died was a rank 2. I said, go ask your rank 2 friend who seems to be worse than you at the game. And then I wrote blocked, because I blocked him at that point. He puts a kissing face. Why, you upset? And then I messaged him again, because these messages came through when I blocked him. I literally clicked on his account and blocked him, and then these messages came through. So I messaged him, I said, you lost, I won, get over it. You know, you think I care what you think? I don't. Learn how to play a game and move on. And then this is where he leaves me voice messages. Now, before he gets these voice messages, right before I left this message, he invited me to a party. I joined. Didn't have my mic plugged in, so I basically just left, and then I invited him to my party on the Xbox app. And he starts going into all this detail about how he knows me, and, you know, how, you know, I'm this and I'm that, and I don't have a job, and I don't have, you know, I don't have a life, and I don't this and I don't that. He just comes with all this, like, very detailed information about, like, as if he, like, knows exactly what I do and what I don't do. Like, I mean, bro, you don't even understand anything. Like, that's why it's funny to me. Like, I don't understand how he expects to get a rise out of someone when he's literally just saying random shit. And so at that point, like, I just wanted to prove him all. I just wanted to, like, kind of shut him down. And I just kind of explained to him what I do. And then he's still, oh, I'm not impressed. Like, I don't care what you think. I'm just trying to explain to him exactly. You know, and I shouldn't have even done that, because that's obviously what he wanted. He wanted to, you know, get me to start talking and this and that, just to kind of, you know, get me into it, which, I mean, I wasn't going to, but I was in the middle of a game, and I was just trying to, like, you know, get him off my back and, you know, just move on, because he keeps spamming me. I blocked him. He continued getting his messages. I don't understand. So at that point, we left the party, because what happened was, I left the party because at this point he just starts, like, yelling into the mic, saying, you know, go to Walmart, you know, buy a gun, you know, or take $300, go to Walmart, buy a gun, and then stick it in your mouth and just, you know, kill yourself. And, I mean, he literally was just, you know, at that point, I don't even know what it is. Like, I mean, that was just the craziest thing. And then one or two of his friends joined the party and started yelling and stuff. And so I just left the party at that point. And this is where he left me those 2 messages. And then I responded back, because he's still messaging me. And then he leaves me a voice message, and I'm not sure how loud this is going to be. I don't think this one's loud, but there is one where it's pretty loud. So just, you know, adjust your volume as needed. So let's just go ahead, just, you know, take caution for this message. Put it a little bit louder, just in case it's not loud enough so you guys can hear it.
You lost, I won, get over it. You think I care what you think? I don't learn how to play a game. I'll move on. You're a fucking dipshit. Do you think... You're an ape.
I'm a dipshit. I'm an ape. Okay, bro. Yeah, that's interesting. Like, I don't really understand how that makes any sense. But anyway, moving on to the next message. See what this one has to say.
Okay, so the thing's not about winning or losing. Dead by Daylight doesn't actually matter. If it did, it wouldn't give you points for losing. The thing is, you played like an asshole and wasted everyone's time by just standing literally right under the hood. Takes the fun out of the game.
Okay, so he's basically telling me that Dead by Daylight isn't about winning or losing. Okay, so what game do you actually play in where you don't get points when you lose? Because, I mean, GTA, you get points when you lose. Friday, you get points when you lose. Any game you play, you're going to get points, whether it's a pretty similar amount to the winner or a very greater, shorter, or a very lesser amount as the loser, it doesn't really matter. You're still gonna get points in any game. Don't start telling me, oh, it's not about winning or losing. Oh, it is about winning or losing, because his friend, the one person that escaped, oh, I escaped, so like you're bad. Oh, okay, so it's not about winning or losing. So why do you care if you escape? He didn't escape, so why don't I bitch at him? Like, why are you talking to me? So like literally, that's the type of shit I'm talking about. Like he doesn't make any sense, because he starts talking about oh, now it's about winning or losing. Like, no, okay, just don't even start with that shit. So I messaged him. I said, "Oh, sounds like someone's upset. They lost." Because that's what he started, seeming like. Because now he's talking about winning or losing. Like, how many times are we gonna go through that? Like, really, we're just going in circles at this point. So then he messages me again. Let's see what he said here.
You know, the only one that seems like is upset and cowardly is you. Having to pretend you've got self-worth with your fucking education that doesn't actually matter yet.
My education, it doesn't matter. Like, that message doesn't make any sense. Literally, let's just start from the beginning to end. So he basically wants to start telling me that my education doesn't matter because it doesn't mean I'm doing anything yet. It just means that's where you start. Like, what are you talking about? I'm 20 years old. What do you think I'm going to do? Like, I have to start with something. I start with education. What do you think? I'm just going to jump to a career at 20? Why don't you come back to me at 25, and then I'll explain to you where I'm at, and I'll tell you what job I have and what career I'm on, and then we'll see what you think. Because if you think that, like, oh, well, your education doesn't mean anything because you're not doing anything yet. Like, okay, well, how old are you? 17? And what are you doing? You're going to high school or whatever you're doing. So what's the difference? Like, you're not making any fucking sense. So that didn't make any sense to me. I honestly, like, I didn't really understand exactly what he's, like, I don't really even understand what he's trying to say there, because that doesn't make any sense to me. So moving on, I said, I don't know why you keep trying to make it personal. I don't care. It's just a game, and you keep trying to talk about me and harassing me as if I give the slightest thought about what you say or write. And then I put blocked again. He says, blocked, like I was earlier too. And then he puts me another voice message. This is where it starts getting a little bit loud, so just get ready.
Matt, bitch. Can I call you bitch? I'm gonna call you bitch. Shut the fuck up, dude. Just play like you're not an asshole.
Okay, so he calls me a bitch. He calls me, an asshole. He tells me to shut the fuck up. I mean, I don't understand how these type of people don't get banned. Because how do you do that and not get banned? So at this point, I don't really understand what happened, because I literally blocked him like 5 times, and like every time I blocked him, I would get like 2 or 3 of his messages. Like, all these messages would keep coming through, even though I just blocked him. Like, I would go to his profile right here, more, view profile. I click block. Oh, not that one. I would literally go onto his profile, and I would click on the block button, and it would still come up with, his messages coming through. So I would literally go to this message, and I would go to block right here, and I would block him. Right now I don't have him blocked because, at the end we kind of got a little bit chill, and I just wanted to see how, I think he was still messing with me even in the end. He was just trying to, like, I don't even know. He was trying to test it out and just, see how it was going to turn out. But I mean, he literally would just continue getting messages through. So anyway, moving on to this next part. He says, he messages me at this point, and he says, kill your friend's game, ? As if I want to play with him. Like, he literally keeps messaging me, and then he wants to tell me that I continue messaging him, and why do I keep talking to him? I keep joining his party, and like, he keeps inviting me to his party. Like, I think he sent me about 40 invites, like, in total from that day. And I mean, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then finally, he says, kill your friend's game. And then, I think he said SRS. I searched that up. I mean, it's the only thing I could think of. The only thing I could come up with is that it's a some sort of like maintenance light on a car. But then I thought about it, and I was like, maybe I'm thinking about it too hard. So I think he meant to say seriously, and then he put though. What's your channel? So I'm pretty sure he meant to say, instead of saying SRS though, what's your channel? He meant to say seriously though, what's your channel? So obviously people don't know how to write. But anyway, that was this person, and at this point, I haven't heard from him since that day, and I'm not really sure, what kind of player he is, but I would just, be careful when you do see this person, GT Ninja 1996, again, GT Ninja 1996, just be careful, because these are the type of players that you gotta be careful with, because they just start sending all these crazy messages, and they just start going back and forth. I was literally going back and forth with this guy for about 2 hours that day, and it was just insane. Like, I mean, he would just continue, like, not even just these messages, this isn't a long conversation, but I kept going to his party, leaving his party, he'd invite me back, I joined his party, and like, it just back and forth, back and forth, back and forth about whatever. I don't even know what he's trying to get. Like, he just wants to get a laugh out of it. I think he was just trying to get a rise out of me anyway. But I was just literally so confused, because it was just so dumb. Like, I mean, he wasn't even making any sense. Like, he would just continue making everything personal. Like, I just shouldn't have wasted my time, honestly. That was the dumbest thing on my part. But anyway, so these are the 4 messages that I showed you guys for this compilation. Again, we got Kahizi Adult, X Fatal Phenom X, and then we got Sage HD, and last, but hopefully also least, GT Ninja 1996. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Sorry for it to be that long, but that was kind of a long conversation I had with this GT Ninja. It was over like a 2-3 hour period from like 1 a.m. to like almost 3:30 a.m. I kept going back and forth with this guy. It just did not end. And I didn't even know if it was going to end until that last time I got in a party with him. We talked it out, and then we kind of left on good terms, I guess you could say. But, I mean, at this point, I don't talk to him, and he hasn't responded, or he hasn't messaged me, so I kind of just left it. But anyway, I think that's going to conclude this video. So I hope you guys enjoyed this Toxic Tuesday. This is the 5th compilation for Dead by Daylight, the 3rd for Dead by Daylight, but in Toxic Tuesday series, this is the 5th video, so stay tuned for the following video. I'm really excited to be showing you guys this series, and I will be coming up with some new series. Possibly, you guys will be seeing some Weaponized Wednesdays and 5-Star Fridays, pretty cool series you guys will see pretty soon. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace out, YouTube.